Hey guys, welcome to another one of our videos. I'm the Worm, and this is the Proton. Today we're doing a review on an item that Mr. Proton bought from cloud9vaping.co.uk.
Indeed. Today we are doing today we're doing the Kayfun Lite, to be precise. It's a new product. We're going a bit more about what it's about and everything else at the tail end of this video, no doubt. Basically, very looking forward to this. Watch reviews and that. It's like, I'm going to get one. Why not? I'm going to get one. And we're going to have a little chat about it. We're going to show you, well, hopefully, show you how to rewick this entire thing, what you get when you buy it. And yeah, just a general chinwag about it, to be honest with you, in our standard fashion. I'm not going to go into price just yet. I'm going to save that for the tail end of the video, because there are two sides to that coin. But yeah, Kayfun, stainless steel all through, apart from polycarbonate tank sections where you get, but I'll show you all this kind of stuff when we're down. Should we just go straight down, do it and have a chat afterwards?
Yeah.
I think we should do that. Alright, let's go down and do it now. Right guys, this is all of the components of the Kayfun Lite. Ignore the noise in the background, Worm is doing something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how it all assembles before I stick a coil in it, just to show you a couple of the options. And then we'll wrap a coil and see how we go. Basically, this is your base. You've got your, there you go, you've got your positive and your negative. Okay, this tube slides over the base. That gives you your chamber for vapor. This little, I'm going to call it Tin Man's hat, then pops in to that, okay, which gives you that. Then you've got a bottom ring. I believe the bottom, I know the top and bottom are interchangeable, okay, so that then screws down, gives you that. This is where your customizability comes in. You've got a stainless section for the middle, which gives you, if you put that on there, that look. Or my preference, a little bit squeaky there, my preference would be that one. Okay, the threads on this, I do take it easy on these just because I don't like to risk cross threading them, and it feels like I am. So beware guys, that this is a polycarbonate tank straight away, so it's not going to be as resilient as others are, like polypropylene, and that gives you that look. Okay, once you've decided what tank you're going to put on, and I'm going to go for stainless at this particular moment in time, just purely because it makes it easier for me to get the top on. Oh my god, there we go. You then put your top on, which I seem to be making look very difficult. It's not as difficult as I'm making it look. You then have this piece, which has got an O-ring inside it. Okay, that then slips over that, and then dripped it. There. That's an assembled Kayfun. Okay, I got it out of the way early, and now I can move on to actually rewicking the thing. I was thinking of doing this with a Canthal ribbon. I'm not going to. I'm playing it safe today. Well, hopefully, and we're using some Canthal, just normal Canthal, to make our life a wee bit easier if possible. I've only rewicked this once guys, so bear with me in case there are any issues. Basically, as we pointed out, positive and negative just there. Alright, I'm going to loosen them screws off. That's the first thing I'm going to do, just because otherwise I'll forget to do it and it will be causing problems for me in a bit. Oh god. Okay, loosen them screws off nice and loose. What we've got here, this is some 3mm silica. Okay, standard bit of 3mm silica wick, and this is 30 gauge, not 32 gauge. So, what is this? 0.25 Canthal. Just because I want to go a little bit lower, as I'm going to run this on a mech. Basically, you want to, oh god, not do what I'm doing and completely ignore what I'm doing. Wrap your coil as normal. I think I'm going to go for 5 wraps on this one. When it comes to wrapping your coil on this, 4, 5. Is that 5? That's now 6, but that's okay because that was sloppy, so I'll undo it. You're going to want one facing south and one facing north, so kind of something along that line. Alright, like I've pointed out in other videos, I don't worry too much about location of coils and spacing until it's actually in the device, because otherwise I just get too hung up on it and then ruin it all when I put it in. So once you've got that, you can wick it so it's like this and then lift the coil like that. Personally, I think that is the way forward. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to do. Go diagonally, and obviously then you have to lift it off of your air hole, so something like that. So what I'm going to do is bring that round first of all, tighten that screw down a bit. I'm not going to cut these wires off until I'm happy with it, just in case I have to pull the thing out and rewick it all again. I'm then going to pull that one across, pin that under my thumb. Shake your hands. Take that screw down. As we pointed out, guys, in any 80 that's got screws holding your positive and negative, it's going to be a case of when you get them screws going, it's going to want to pull your coil. And that is on there a wee bit loose for my liking, which is why I didn't cut them. Alright. You got your gold screwdriver, mate. Oh, sorry guys, once you've got it in, just obviously standard procedure, adjust them coils slightly, and with the fact that this is right above the air hole, you're going to make sure also that, sorry guys, let me just have a little tinker. Yeah, I'm going to loosen that off and pull that in a bit tighter as well. Didn't want to go too tight, just so I gave myself a bit of room to put it off the air hole, but you go too loose and you end up with a hot leg between your positive and or negative, and I'm still not happy with that. Sorry guys.
He's not sorry.
I'm not sorry, but well, I am a little bit.
It's just one of the tweaking things that you have to do with these sort of devices. If you're not happy, redo it.
Pretty much. I mean, you might as well take out the bits that you think are going to cause you problems straight away, because once these things are full of juice, to sort them out, you're obviously going to have to then pull the entire lot off, and that's not ideal. That there, if you can get the focus on it.
A bit of shine as well.
We've got a bit of sheen. Where is the sheen coming from? There we go. That's the coil I've put in it. Okay, 4 wraps on one side, it'll be 5 on the underneath sides, and hopefully you can make out there's a little gap there if you can in between the air hole. Standard procedure now, just give it a little bit of tension and a twist and pull that excess wire off, and there is always one that doesn't want to break. Oh no, it's gone quite well. Now, if you watched the Dream video, you see the cutouts there. The Dream was obviously a Kayfun replica. Unlike the Dream, this wick does not sit in those grooves. That's not how it's made to be. It's made to kind of sit down and in there like that. Hopefully you can see it on the groove, so it sits kind of where it's been flattened off there. So having watched Mark do his review and a few other Kayfun reviews as well, I'm going to do the sensible thing and copy the boss. So slip your tube over, you've got your wicks protruding out of there. If I grab my snippers quickly, cut that there like that, and you're not going to want all of that wick, so I'm going to take it down a bit and just leave it so you've got 2 or 3 mil poking up above the edge of this collar, we'll call it. Okay, let's clear that off a bit. Oh god, clear that a wee bit. And now basically what you do is just poke your wicks down into those channels. I'm actually going to stick some juice on these, I think, purely because it makes my life a wee bit easier. What juice? I don't know. I don't want an 18. Anything in a 12. Oh, white 4, that'll do. Why not? Basically, put a bit of juice on them. It just stops them bouncing back up a bit. So once you've got them in there, they should hopefully stay put. Again, I only rewicked this once. Didn't have any problem with them bouncing back after I juiced them up. But no doubt, now on camera, as always, I will do. Nope, we've gone down fine. Okay, just push those down. Don't ram them in. You just want to literally push them in so they hold. Oh god, having a bit of bounce back here, but that's because my wick is unfraying. That might be more suitable. Okay, there we go. So basically just push that down a bit. Again, not ramming it tight. You don't want to block off and choke anything. Am I on camera still? I am on camera still. Sweet. Oh god, there we go. Again, guys, on camera this is always more difficult. But just bend them over, obviously 2 on 2, 2 on one side, 2 on the opposite side, and that will then just supply your coil. Oh, God, there we go. Supply your coil with your e-juice. Can you make that out? There you go. And that's what we end up with. Okay, there is a sort of show by show and instructions manual with this. with the Kayfun that we can link in the description for you if you like. But to be honest with you, it's easier just to see it. I'm going to check the resistance of this very quickly just to make sure I'm sort of not shorting, because I wasn't really paying attention, getting a bit comfortable with it, and it doesn't do me any favours at times. Hopefully this is not one of those times. Right, that's a 1.1 ohm coil, so it's not going to fire on that. I'll just get the spaghetti out quickly. Give it a wee test fire. Nothing happens. There we go. Okay, there you go. So we've got vapor. That's all good. Now, it comes for reassembly. Again, Tin Man's hat. Tin Man's hat in the top. Screws in. Lovely stuff. Obviously, keep them tight, but don't need to ram them tight. No need to over tighten them. You've then got your base section. Oh god, I'm nearly through the thing. Base section there. I'm going to go polycarbonate. I'll probably regret this when I can't get it to screw in. Oh, hello. First time. Lovely. Okay. I actually prefer the look of this in polycarbonate. I just like to be able to see the juice level and so on. But each their own. And obviously, as we said, it is polycarbonate. So if you're using some of them juices, just stick the metal one in there, which is nice. You've got that option. Then get your top cap. And on we go with that. All these top caps are O-ringed. And you do get a bag of spares with it, which I haven't shown you, which is incredibly poor of me. In the bag of spares, you actually get, whilst we're here, you fill through the bottom. Unlike the sort of normal Kayfun that's got the sort of extra section, if you like, that's got your sort of valve for filling and also got your adjustable air hole. This is not an adjustable air hole. And you fill through the bottom. I actually prefer this, if I'm honest with you, but you get a few of these extra screws for the bottom, which is lovely because I'm definitely going to lose that. And yeah, you haven't really got to worry about anything else.
Adjustable centre pin.
Oh yes, it has got an adjustable centre pin. That is true. Adjustable centre pin, but to be honest with you, I haven't actually adjusted for any device. It's just sitting sort of near maximum tightness, just sitting above, sorry, underneath the 510, and it seems to be making perfect connection with everything that I've stuck it in so far. So,
but it is there if you need it.
That is all good. But yeah, as Worms pointed out, it is there as you need it. Super screwdriver, multiple heads. Well, hey. Now I'm going to undo. Oh, where's that one? That one. I'm going to undo the fill hole at the bottom. I'll show you how to fit it. Most of you guys that are watching this will probably be more than familiar with this kind of thing though. And hopefully you'll be able to keep your screwdriver on the level. Now filling this, obviously I'd say that is definitely going to be a syringe job or needle nose bottle. So what I tend to do is stick it at 45 degrees and then just start squeezing. It does say on the sort of, not instructions per se because you don't get them with this device, but on the manual that I looked at on the website for this, it does say don't fill this all the way to the top. I fill it so I can see a little air bubble like that there, and then that's me full. I'm not going to completely ram it full because you're just going to cause yourself issues, potential flooding and cutting off juice supply because there's too much juice in there and no air. Realistically, it's not going to warrant or not going to benefit you to actually ram this full. And that is it. That's the Kayfun, completely wicked, assembled, and everything else. We haven't gone through any particulars with you at the minute, and we will do that when we come back up. But we want to get this out of the way with. So that is how you re-wick or wick a Kayfun or Kayfun Lite. Yeah, we'll go back up to us now, guys. Have a little vape and see how we get on.
Welcome back up, guys. That was the obviously the re-wicking and showing you the close-up of the Kayfun Lite.
Indeed. I thought you was going to carry on.
I did have something, but then I thought, no, you're going to point on that later.
Okay. We're going to run through a few of the particulars before we do anything else, just because we wanted to get the re-wick out of the way with, because I have the flapping all on one side, to be honest. As we said down there, your tank in the middle is polycarbonate, alright, so certain juices, just be aware that it may crack it. I mean, to be honest with you, it is thick polycarbonate, so I'd imagine it's going to be more resistant than some, but polycarbonate nonetheless. If you know it's a juice that's prone to cracking, bang the stainless steel one on. Personally, I prefer the look of it with the polycarbonate. You agree? I think it helps because you can see your juice as well.
I think that's the main reason, is that you want to know your juice level.
When I find it looks banging, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's nice to know your juice level when you're filling, especially when you're not used to filling it. It's nice to be able to go, right, that little air bubble's just there. I'm absolutely fine as is. 4.5 mil in the tank you can get, which I think's more than adequate, to be honest with you. 4.5 mil is quite a bit of juice.
It's enough to do your day.
Most people, yeah. I mean, it was even enough to do me a day all day today, so not bad at all. All stainless, drip tip included. We've said, like, unlike the sort of normal Kayfun, it's not a valve fill on the side. Personally, I prefer that. It's, for me, a valve is just one more thing to go wrong. Now, I don't doubt that it's up to par and the quality is good and everything else, but you can't go wrong with a screw. It's as simple as that. And either way, you needed some kind of needle nose bottle to fill the Kayfun.
You do get 3 spare screws as well in the pack,
as well as some O-rings and O-ring for your top cap as well, which holds, which connects to your Tin Man hat. All stainless. I don't know if I've said that. I'm pretty sure I haven't.
Yes,
I have. What do
I think you did.
All stainless again and again. It's more of a. It's not a polished finish. It's sort of semi-polished on the second, more like brushed. If you've got a Usability 19, the finish on the 19 basically the same. So it's definitely a brush, but it looks like it's slightly buffed. This and the 19 just look wicked together. The only thing is the little gap there, but I can live with that because it does look good. The drawer, it's not loose or tight. It's kind of in the middle. I'd say it's looser than your RSST standard. It's tighter than my RSST now because I drilled it out. I'd say it's about a 1.3, 1.4 kind of mil hole on that. So that's a kind of equivalent draw I can relate it to in terms of, like, if you've got clear lines or something like that, it's not relatable to any clear lines. It's much looser than those. But for me, bang on, nice draw. You can do a decent lung pull if that's what you choose to do without having to feel like you're going and suck it for a straw. But yeah, the airflow is bang on. I want to touch quickly on build quality. It's amazing. Build quality is absolutely amazing. It's bang on everything. I mean, again, when we first got it, polycarbonate tank, trying to screw that in a couple of times, there's a little bit of fiddling going on, but it's a brand new tank.
It might be just where you've just got wearing the actual threads more than anything. Probably on the polycarbonate more than the actual stainless steel, but there probably is some residue left over. I mean, what Mr. Proton didn't do, which he probably should have done, is wash the device before he used it, because there was a slight metallic taste for about half an hour when you first wicked it in that. But give it a little wash, you're probably going to eradicate most of that screw threading issue that you're going to have and the slight metallic taste you got. But it was very, very slight. It wasn't taking the juice or anything. It was just, I can tell that's a new tank. Yeah,
it's standard really. Should we get on to our vapes and we'll go into the rest afterwards, I think. So I'm going to look, vape. You can flap if you like.
Should we just go straight on to the 10 point? Go straight on to the 10 point and we can then carry on with the random flapping for, like, what we're on now. Probably a total of about 20 minutes, so 40 minutes of flapping. So if you haven't got your arse cushions, pause the video.
Get your arse cushion out.
Go get your arse cushion, your donut or whatever you got.
Could be a long one. Tom, this is for you, mate.
Put the kettle on, get it brewing, get a few biscuits. I love my biscuits. While we're on that, random item of the day. With it is chocolate digestives. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Okay. We haven't got to be quite serious in this one, guys, so obviously fucking bought it. Don't really care. Am I going first, am I?
I think so.
Okay, looks. Love this thing. I really do love how this looks. The gap between the Usability 19 and this could be eradicated with a different mod depending on what mod you're using, so it's kind of nothing to do.
There is slightly... a thing you can get out there from America Land that will blend it.
There is. How will it blend? I don't know because that's designed for the RSST, which is slightly wider than this. I think this is 21 mil. Don't quote me on this, guys. I know this is really sloppy, and I will get my phone out in a second because I've got all the specs on my phone, and I'll confirm everything that we're probably about to get wrong. But looks for me, love it. Yeah. This is really, like, for me.
This isn't even 1 to 10. It's orgasmic.
Yeah, this is the Don at the minute. It's just, I love how this thing looks. I love the way the drip tip looks. Just in general, love it. 10.
I do want to say though, with the full stainless body in there instead of the polycarbonate, I don't like it.
I don't like it as much. I still like it, but I don't like it as much.
It just doesn't float my boat fully stainless.
But you do get both, and you haven't got to choose.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like with the full stainless, it does knock down a bit for me. It's like an 8 for me. It's not what I want. I like to be able to see my juice.
And that is.
It's orgasmic. I just said that.
Orgasmic. Right, wicked. What are we on next? I don't even know what we're doing. Usability.
Sorry, that's for mangasm.
Mangasm. Usability.
Not maintenance? Because you was getting it wrong in the last one. You sure you're not maintenance?
Shut your fucking noise. Right, usability is what we do next, generally. It's totally dependent on your skill set, to be honest with you. Now, For me personally, and this is just me, I don't find this difficult to use. I've only re-wicked it twice. Both times I've chucked it in, pushed the button, everything's been gravy, and it's been absolutely fine. If you're used to doing like your Genesis style tanks, or if you've got a similar, I mean, if you've used a Dream, for example, which is the rip-off of the big Kayfun, then I think the Dream's far more work than this. Far more work than this. Usability for me, 10. For someone who is just kind of semi-experienced, maybe have used an RSST, for example, because it's quite an easy Jenny tank. This is a little bit more difficult than the RSST, but not by, I'd say, a mile, because it's silica. So it's not, and you haven't got to try and ram it in the channels or anything else. You just got to push it down afterwards. I think an 8 for you. If you're a novice user, never touched anything kind of rebuildable, 5 is where I'm going to sit.
I don't agree at all. If you go and re-wick a dripper, you can re-wick this. It's exactly the same. The only difference is you put in the wick ends into a different part, shall we say. That is the only real difference. Once you've got the coil set up, you basically fill a tank. I'm sorry, but if you don't know how to squeeze a bottle, you should be vaping. So, yeah, I mean, for me, I haven't used it yet. His baby, so he's going to probably be about another month before he lets me re-wick that thing. But just looking at how easy it was, 10 for me. For a new person, as long as you've done any kind of rebuilding, 9. If you are new to rebuildables, probably wouldn't start here. I would start with a dripper, because they are pretty much foolproof.
And they're more forgiving as well. If you get it wrong, you've just got to whip a coil out, and this you've lost a tank of juice.
Yeah. So yeah, if you ripped a dripper before, it's a 9. It really is. It's not that hard. It's just you've got more stuff to put on afterwards instead of just one top, and that's it. You've got the was it the top hat you called it?
Tin Man's hat.
Tin Man's hat. Tin Man's hat. Then you've got your tank, your actual tank to put together, which is in 3 different parts, obviously, and then you're good to go.
So there you go. Maintenance. Now, I've only had this since yesterday, so I haven't really had to maintain it, to be honest with you. I know what goes into maintaining the Kayfun, and any other 80, to be honest with you, this type, you've got to wash them now and again, make sure they're clean. Obviously, you want to change juices, you've got to do what is relevant to change juices, so you may have to have a clean or a re-wick. But in terms of everyday maintenance, I do want to say, like, there's been no leaking for me at all, which I know a few of the original Kayfun owners had. I know that Todd has no leaking from his, and I know that the guy who sold me this one had no leaking from his either. And they've used them for more time than I have. So I can't say it's been a year and we've got no leaks, but for now, nothing at all. There's been no juice anywhere. And in terms of maintaining it, it's, in my opinion, no more difficult than maintaining any other kind of tank system. You've got to wash it out and you've got to put a new wick in it. Barring that, I don't think it's any more difficult than that.
Yeah, maintaining is just re-wick, wash. Make sure you don't lose any of the small bits, which isn't that many really. It's a couple of screws really, and the top positive and does the negative come off as well, or is it just the positive that comes off? I know the positive's got the silicone.
I believe the negative comes off, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, but the positive definitely comes off when you undo the
adjustable center pin.
That's the one. Lost my chain of thought. When you undo that adjustable center pin, it does loosen that positive pin, obviously, and then it will come apart. But obviously, you don't need to do that. You can just quite happily rinse around it because it is sealed with silica. No juice should be getting down there anyway. So it's literally, if you want to take it apart, you can, but there is risk of losing it. But you don't have to. So you got like 1 fill screw to maintain,
and you're free spares.
So if you lose one down the sink, you're gonna think, "Fuck, I've got 3 more." Now I'm down to 2 spares. Next time I will make sure I either put the plug in or use a colander.
Indeed. So I'm going to give that to you while you have a vape on it. 10. There you go. It really is no more difficult than any other device. Flavour and vapour off of it. I'm going to start with vapour. It's, I'm going to say, the best performing device in terms of the amount of vapour you get for the draw you take by quite a way. It does. On camera, everything kind of looks like it provides quite a lot of vapour. You can use a Vision Nano and it looks quite a lot. But in terms of how it feels when you've got it, some lack that feeling of a lot of vapour. I'm getting loads of vapour off that. It's a high PG juice in there as well. It's sort of an 80, 20 PG mix in there. So bear that in mind. Obviously, your vapour is going to be kind of dependent on what you're going to run it with. and how you like your juice. But we was using this juice not long ago in drippers, and I'm definitely getting more off of this than I was off of an A7. In terms of flavour, for me, it's like a very good dripper inside of a tank.
So I don't like that flavour. It's just.
It's RY4.
It's killing me.
I mean, I will say that I've noticed in this is if you use a juice even in like an A7 or something, you taste a lot. This brings out some stuff that you can't taste in an A7. This will bring out your, like, this is an RY4, and in an A7 and a Zeus, this tastes really sweet. This is bringing out tobacco and stuff in this.
Yeah, to be honest, we tasted this in the dripper literally like about an hour ago now, and it was very caramelly. In this, it's definitely more tobacco-y.
You taste it,
and
sort of stuff, yeah.
It's sticking to the back of my throat, and I don't like it. But the flavour you do get out of it is immense. It's very good. It changes what the juice produces, basically. I don't know how. It's just a bit of silicone and coil. So
yeah, but it's the way it does it. I mean, with this kind of, it's the same as a dripper. You can, it's like saying one dripper is the same as another. It's not the size of the chamber, the way it all works, how that power is delivered as well. I mean, with drippers and that, you will have a bit of hit and miss when you put a coil in or whatever else, a bit of shift or something. Sometimes you can put a coil and it looks exactly the same as one that you've just taken out, but it just doesn't seem to, when you push the button, it doesn't seem to glow the same. It doesn't seem to sort of work the same way, although to the eye it looks exactly the same. With this, again, only stuck 2 in it, but it's literally a case of put them in it and bang, it's just exactly what it should be doing straight away. Now that's probably partly down to the quality of it, the quality of materials used and so on and so forth. But it's just, yeah.
But yeah, flavour of it is a 10. The amount of vapour you get off it is a 10. It's, I know I wasn't going to touch on this yet, but for the price he paid for it, I would be annoyed if they weren't 10s.
Right. We'd go to overall usually, and we are going to. I'm not going to mention the price just yet, but it is going to factor in what my overalls are. Now, again, the price is not cheap. We will get to it. We will, but for its price, it's 10. I don't care. I really, really don't care.
No, I agree. For its price, it is a 10. But if it didn't perform the way it is, it would be like a 2.
But it is performing the way it is.
It is performing the way it is.
that is what
so
matters.
It is a 10.
Do you know, we'll bring the price into this, all right?
£7 million.
The price for this Kayfun Lite is, from Cloud9 Vaping, is $66.95, delivered for a touch under 75 quid. Now I know that is not cheap. I'm not under any delusion that is cheap. I really am not. But
you can't really moan about my Baron now, can you?
I knew that was going to come up. I knew it. But again, 40 quid for a Baron is not cheap either, is it?
No.
And you're getting a lot more with a Kayfun. There's a lot more metal work involved. You're getting a tank and so on and so forth. Pound for pound, this is still better
more
value.
hassle if that goes wrong.
Of course, but pound for pound, I still think this is better value than the Baron because I get a drip tip. Simple as that. But
we got drip tips as well.
No,
for free.
But but what I will say is, and I was going to leave this to him, but we'll do it now. Your normal Kayfun with the valve fill and your adjustable air hole is the only difference. Mark Todd has said that the vape is the same off of them. It's a Kayfun vape. Okay, a normal Kayfun is going to lay you out about 130 quid. All right. Now this is basically half of that price. So when you look at it like that,
you can buy another one.
This is let me guess for you.
No, this is his logic. If I can get 2 for the same price and they're going to do the same thing, I'll buy 2.
Or take that money, buy a nice expensive mechanical. But but compared it to that, it seems like good value. Compare it to something like a Zeus. Of course, it's 7 times the price delivered. It is not good value compared to a Zeus. It performs better than a Zeus. Of course, it's for 70 quid basically. You damn well better expect it to perform better than pretty much anything that we can lay our hands on. But it is a lot cheaper than the original Kayfun. Now, there is reasoning behind this, and I love the fact that they've fucking done it. I really do. A lot of people will be aware. Neil, who's on the Facebook, talks to him quite a lot, will be aware as well, because I know it because he mentioned it. There are a lot of clones coming of the Kayfun. Some are already for sale, some are coming. Now, these clones of the Kayfun, I watched one the other day. It was about 85, 90 quid, which is about 40 quid less. Now, to look at, they're exactly the same. To vape, I've heard they're exactly the same. And the quality, I've heard, is exactly the same, give or take fractions. But when people can save 40, 50 quid, they're going to do that. It's as simple as that. Now, a lot of companies would have kind of been like bastards making clones, whatever else. I love the fact that they have turned around and gone, that's absolutely fine, replicate our product all you like, and we'll make a light version and charge you 15, 20 quid less than the clone's going to be, and it performs the same. Now, of the review I watched, the valve fill was exactly the same, and the adjustable air hole, there was issues with the valve fill, but that was addressed. So I'd imagine if you do buy the clone, that you're going to end up with something that is near as makes no difference, Kayfun. But when you can buy the real deal, why would you? It's just, I really, that makes me smile. I think it's one of the things, it's just like, you know what, all these companies are making clones and it pisses a lot of people off. This is a way to solve that. Undercut them with a genuine product and no one's going to buy it, are they? It's as simple as that. So I definitely think you can Russia 1 and China 0 on that one. For now, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would imagine it's not going to be too long before you've got a Kayfun Lite clone. But for now, for a tenner, yeah. But for now, it just isn't. And I personally bought this knowing there's clones out there that are basically exactly the same as the Kayfun, and I would do it again and again and again. If you're going to buy something, buy the real deal. These are the people who invented this device. They're people who have made this device and made the device what it is in the first place. People's personal opinion on clones is down to you guys. Personally, I don't think there's massive things wrong with clones. It comes down to kind of your budget at the end of the day. 130 quid.
I think clones are a good thing for the market because clones are only going to drive the proper stuff down in price, which means we can all get it.
True. I mean that is true, but I mean obviously companies will charge a certain price irrespective, and it's like, do you know what I mean, other sports cars aren't going to drop the price of a Ferrari. A Ferrari is a Ferrari, and you'll pay Ferrari money for it. Ultimately, that's what it leads to.
If you want a Ferrari, yes. But in this kind of market where it is dog eat dog, companies like this, to get their prices up, to get their amount of purchases up, are going to have to drop their prices, if not slightly. Even if it was like for a limited time offer, get your Kayfun for 100 quid. Yeah. People are going to go, well, I can get the knockoff for 80 quid, or I can just spend an extra 20 quid instead of an extra 50 quid and get the real thing. An extra 20 quid isn't as much of a hard hit as a 50 quid hit is.
Or force them to do what they've done here.
Yes.
Almost force them. They didn't have to, but kind of force their hand to make something that is more affordable. I say that kind of through gritted teeth. It's still expensive, I know, but you get what you pay for.
It's the most expensive thing you've bought, isn't it?
Yes. And I would do it again in a heartbeat.
I can't say anything. I'm still like £185. So.
Indeed, for one device and extension cap and all the other fanny bits that come with it.
Yeah, total 280, whatever.
But so with the clone thing, I mean, if you've got an RSST, you may or may not be aware that that is a clone of a AC9. I don't remember that. I really hope I've got that name right. Of an AC9, which is obviously 5 times the price. Is it an AC9? Yeah, 5 times the price of that thing. And to vape, I haven't tried an AC9, but to vape, I told it exactly the same. To use, they're pretty much the same. Just build quality suffers slightly. I think
hopefully soon I won't be the most expensive buy soon though.
The rate things are going, I very much doubt it.
I have an inkling that he's going to be buying something when it comes out, and we reckon it's going to be about £200.
Plus import tax, I would imagine.
Plus import tax, so you're looking at 260.
But with the okay.
And then he can say nothing to me.
With the clone thing though, it is what your personal opinion on it is up to you. Alright, personally for the market it is a good thing. I mean, if you can buy an RSST or an AC9 for a fifth of the price, even if it's kind of as good,
I think our preference is that we like to buy the proper stuff. If you can't afford the proper stuff, don't feel bad that you're buying the clone. Don't in any way, because most 90% of these clones work as well as the original.
I mean, that's the thing as well. It gives you a chance to find out, because laying out 25 quid on something like an RSST is 25 quid. Worst case is you mess around with it, like I did with the Argo, for example. It takes 2 or 3 months. You get it in the end, and you're kind of happy with it. Yeah. Whereas if you bought the official one, it's going to probably work a lot easier for you.
I mean, let's just take in.
It doesn't hurt as much.
I think even if just the feel of the device and just like the having of the device. I mean, just say there is a light one coming out of them, and it was
like a clone Lite,
and it's let's just say for argument's sake, £40, so it's not like 20 quid off the price. If you had a £40 one of them there, and you had the £65 one of them there, which one would you feel more happy about having? I mean, let's be honest.
Quality was pretty much the same.
Yes, I mean, you would still think, well, that's the original. It's like you could buy two Ferraris. One's a complete replica made by Joe Bloggs in his shed. The other one's an actual Ferrari. Both cost exactly the same. Both have exactly the same things in them, down to the threading of the bloody leather on the fucking seat. You're still going to want the Ferrari because it's got the Ferrari badge.
It's got the badge.
And that's what you pay for.
It is partly what you pay for. I mean, typically, if you take something simple like, I don't know, a Joytech battery, take that for example, a genuine Joytech's going to lay you out, say, 17, 18 quid for a pass for 1,000 miles, something like that. You can get knockoffs at, say, 900 mile. You can even get 1,000 mile ones that have more mine in general
For cheap.
for about half the price in certain cases. Now, the batteries will probably deliver pretty much the same thing, but you hold them both, you can tell there's a clear distinction. All right, you use them every day. Things fall off of one, they don't fall off another, and if nothing else, in batteries, for example, your battery cycle will be better, your voltage drop off will be better, and your life expectancy will be better. So it may cost you half as much, but it'll die twice as quick. It does balance quicker. A bit with things like batteries, if not quicker, exactly. And you suffer the build quality in the meantime. With something like this,
now he said that it's going to be an update that a week later, implosion.
So pissed, but
I think you would cry.
But it's down to you guys what you want to do. I mean, personally, now having had this in my hand, I could have the Russian, which is a clone, and I think if I'd have bought either, I'd be extremely happy. I'm not going to lie to you. But there's always that kind of, this is a clone, and
feel about it.
How that sits with you is totally up to you. It really is. Do what you've got to do. Buy what you've got to buy. All I will say is though, is if it's something like a Nova and one's a £5 or one's 15 quid, chuck the £5, get it. You know what I mean? Do what you've got to do. It's a Nova. But with something like this, why would you pay the extra 20 quid for a knockoff of its sort of original, if you like? When personally, I prefer this anyway. But even if you didn't, you can spend 20 quid less and get something that is kind of what it's supposed to be. It is not a clone. It is what it is. Kind of where to sit with that. The vapor bit's lovely, it really is, guys. I mean, I know I've been talking to a few of you on like Facebook and however else we communicate, and everyone's sort of asking about it because I did an naughty. I posted a picture of it before we did a review.
It was a teaser.
I couldn't help it. I really couldn't. It was like, now, if you're someone who is a compulsive, addictive buyer, Tom, I'm going to point you out straight away, mate, because I know your missus is going to kill you if you buy this, and Steve, I don't doubt yours is going to kill you as well if you buy this. Honestly, realistically,
it would be worth it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, if you bought it, you'd be incredibly happy and you take the earache. But if you want this kind of vape and you want something that's kind of close to it, get a Zeus, see how you go, and then maybe 1 month when you haven't spent 400 quid or whatever else you two have spent this month, think about it. And I hope she doesn't see the bank statement. Tom is an addict. I don't know if he spent 400 quid, but I know that his missus isn't happy. Sorry, Tom. And Steve's missus don't know half of what he's bought today. So, yeah, it's one of them ones. But don't feel the need just because we've said it's really good. Same as we said in the Baron video, you haven't got to rush out and buy this, okay? If you want to, if you've got the cash to, if you're not going to be castrated by your partner.
To be honest, the only reason I bought a Baron is because I bought the Pavari. And it was something to go with it. It was kind of like its little set. And you buy stuff that you want.
The problem is that
we want everything.
Yeah, but it's not just us, is it? It's everyone. We all want everything. And we see something and go, oh, I want that. Me, myself, I watched a video of a mod the other day and immediately I want that.
He was mangasming.
It does look incredibly gorgeous, and it has got a price tag to match that incredibly gorgeousness.
How much are we talking?
165 quid.
For?
I'm not saying. Well, depends. There's a few that I want, but I wouldn't mind having my hands on a little Nemesis. Yeah, it's
a mechanical mod.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm. Luckily, I have no partner to justify stuff at the minute, but I do have to live with myself. So
he has to justify himself to me.
No, I don't.
He does.
I really couldn't give a fuck what he thinks.
Yes, you do.
But it's the only thing I worry about when I buy expensive stuff is that I get it and I think it's wicked, and I think, I'm not going to get the fucking end of this.
That's not the only thing he worries about when he buys expensive stuff. He's more worried about if he's going to be in to collect the parcel and then have to go to a post office that is a mile away just to collect this thing because no one's going to pick it up.
Redeliver. But it's one of them things. But yeah, guys, if you want one, if you know you're not going to die for it,
I'm quite sure you even took a day off once, didn't you, just so you could pick up something?
I was ill. If you know you're not going to die for it, then yeah, get one. It's worth every penny, in my opinion, and I think you agree with that. But you haven't got to bankrupt yourself for it.
It's just worth every penny. It's worth more, to be honest.
You're not helping me kind of stop these people rushing out and buying one. I don't mean, guys, I want you to buy one. I do, because I think you're going to really, really enjoy it. But there's no need for you to rush out and buy it. The vape is good, of course, it's brilliant, but it's not like going from your Nova to your Zeus. I think you've got to the point once you're on kind of your drippers and stuff that your vape is never going to improve by that dramatic step in one hit. You may get lucky one day and rewick something and it's just perfect and it's really good and you think, oh, I don't want to touch the Zeus or whatever, but then the next day and the next day after that, them gaps become slightly smaller. Alright, so that's kind of my thoughts on this. If you're going to buy something like this, I would buy genuine. I did buy genuine. Because they were clever enough to go and undercut them, which I still think that's brilliant. But do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Go with what you want to go with. Put your money where you want to put money. Just make sure that you are comfortable with the amount that you're going to pay for any given device.
You broke the thread on your.
Oh no, what's wrong with you?
The other way.
The other way is probably because the buttons come loose.
Oh, okay.
So you know what I mean. Yeah, obviously this is what we were talking about with the adjustable button at the bottom. Is what it is. But yeah, I do like that combo. I've been using that all day at work, and absolutely no issues whatsoever.
It is heavy.
It is heavy. I do want to point out the Kayfun. Didn't point this out. I know this off the top of my head. The Kayfun with the polycarbonate tank empty is 71 grams. It might be 78. It's around 70 grams. With the metal tank, it's 10 grams more. So you're talking sort of 80 odd grams with a metal tank before you attach a heavy cigarette.
It's 800, 500 mil, isn't it?
That's 500 mil, yeah.
It is still.
It's not
balanced with the device,
but
I would like a little bit more weight in the battery now. I think just because of how heavy that top end is.
Top end. I did say I was going to check some statistical stuff for you, and I will do that now if I can find it on my phone.
He's got about 1 billion links on his phone.
I have. I've got so much vaping stuff here. It's ridiculous. You can talk me whilst I'm doing this.
Well, I was just reading how many porn sites you got.
You're such a liar. It is all bloody. You can't see it. Damn it! It is all.
There's at least 5 midget porn sites there.
Midget porn. Such an asshole, honestly. What a dick. This is the kind of thing I have to contend with, honestly.
Whatever. He's like about 1 billion times worse.
But it is 71 and 81. So 71 polycarbonate, 81 with your metal Wolfram empty. 22 mil diameter actually. So I'm a bit wrong. I think the cigar is like 22 and a fraction. It might just be the fact it's got a lip on it, and I'm not feeling it for its nativeness. And you've also got 51.5 mil long without the 510 or the drip tip. So I'd imagine that's that knuckle there and not to the edge, but it might, who knows, I don't know.
So I'm just seeing if this positive and negative do come off guaranteed.
I know the positive definitely.
The positive does, but doesn't look like
I've seen the negative apart, it's just whether it's before it put together or not.
I don't think the negative comes off.
There you go, guys.
It doesn't look like it comes off, just the positive.
Before we do go, actually, a quick note on the site what it's from. If you want to go and check this site out, we will link it for you, of course, in the description. There are certain times that you can do it. There was some issues with the owners, an accident, and a move to a different warehouse and so on and so forth. The site's only active for a few days a week. In the set times, it'll tell you what times it are. But you can't. They actually close the site down completely.
It's Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday off the top of my head.
I think you're bang on, yeah. Which is why on the Saturday the site went live at 11. I sat there, card in one hand, refreshing, because I knew these were going to sell quick. I'd been eagerly anticipated. So when it's going, if you want to go check them out, guys, you may have to wait a day or whatever to check out the specs and the price and whether it's available. Which I know at this moment in time it isn't, because it's sold out blooming quick within a few hours, I believe it was. So if you want one, catch them in. Or have a look elsewhere. I haven't found anywhere elsewhere in the UK that's selling them as of now, but it is what it is. Feel free to pop them and have a look. I think we're done. We've done a monumental amount of flapping for what was going to be just a review of the Kayfun. And
no, we always knew this one was going to be like an hour long at least. It's been a while since we've done an hour one.
I don't think it's an hour.
We've been getting a lot of stuff through free, and we haven't done a lot of stuff we've been buying. mainly because we feel that people who are sending us stuff, they should get priority.
Whilst we're talking about stuff we're buying, guys, you have got coming the iGo W. What have we got? Pro Tank.
The Gay Tank.
Pro Tank. The Vape Only BCC.
Yep, Vape Only BCC, bottom cord, clear like that.
The Smock Winder. What else is there we bought?
We've got 4 more drippers coming as well.
Each. So
one of each we got. So we've got 4, but 1 of each.
Probably going to build another 4 each before the end of this week, no doubt.
And another mod.
Yes, and another mod. So we've got quite a bit of stuff coming. So yeah, we'll get that stuff up as and when. If any of the stuff that we've just said, apart from the stuff we haven't named, like the mod and the 4 drippers, if you did want to see any of those in specific order, let us know and we'll make sure we get them up first for you as soon as we are able to, of course. I think we're done. We've done a monumental amount of flapping. Are you not done? From the look in your eyes.
I don't know. I don't know whether we're ever done because we seem to always say, yeah, we're done, and then we flap for like 3 more hours. So.
Don't point out this is not me now.
Whatever, if it's me, it's always you. Why can't it be me now?
If you want to do it now, go for it. I'm just pointing out it's not me, so you can't say me.
No, I'm going to stop. We're going to say goodbye. And,
cheerio. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys.
Cheerio, chaps.
Cheerio, chaps and ladies. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been Mr. Proton. It's been The Worm. Hopefully you enjoyed. See you soon.
See you soon.